Ever been ghosted and left wondering why, with no explanation? If so, you've experienced a phenomenon that's become all too common in our digital age. It's called ghosting, a term that's eerily apt for the act of suddenly disappearing from someone's life without any warning or explanation. Ghosting is an abrupt end to communication, often in the context of romantic relationships, but it can happen in friendships and professional relationships too. One moment, you're engaged in ongoing conversation or interaction, and the next, silence. Attempts to reach out are met with nothing but the chilling emptiness of non-responsiveness. It's like a door slammed shut without a sound, leaving you on the other side, bewildered and hurt. You might find yourself questioning what you did wrong, or what you could have done differently. You might even start doubting your own worth. That's the sting of ghosting. It can leave you feeling disrespected, confused, and deeply hurt. But here's the thing. If you've been ghosted, you're not alone. In our hyper-connected world, where relationships can start and end with the swipe of a finger, ghosting has become a widespread experience. It's a societal issue, not a personal failing. And while it might be small consolation when you're in the throes of confusion and pain, remember this. Ghosting says more about the person who does it than the one who experiences it. It's an act of avoidance, a failure to communicate, a lack of courage to confront uncomfortable emotions. Ghosting is not a verdict on your worth or value. Ghosting can be hurtful, leaving you with questions unanswered. But remember, it's not a reflection of your worth. In the next scenes, we will delve into understanding your feelings, the importance of self-love, and how to move on with self-respect. Because at the end of the day, your worth is not determined by someone else's inability to see it. When ghosted, a whirlwind of emotions can take over. But what's really going on inside? In the wake of being ghosted, you might find yourself grappling with feelings of rejection, confusion, and self-doubt. It's as if you're stuck in a fog of uncertainty, questioning your worth, and replaying every conversation, every moment, looking for what went wrong. You may feel as if you've been discarded, tossed aside without a second thought. This feeling of rejection can sting, leaving you questioning your self-worth. You might find yourself spiraling into a pit of confusion. Why did this happen? What did I do wrong? And then, there's the self-doubt, the nagging voice in your head that whispers you weren't enough. But here's the truth. These feelings, while entirely valid, do not define you. They are but fleeting shadows, ephemeral and transient. You are not the rejection, you are not the confusion, you are not the self-doubt. It's valid to feel hurt, but remember, these feelings are temporary, and you are more than this experience. In the midst of hurt, how do we find love? Not from others, but from within. This question may seem daunting, especially after experiencing the pain of being ghosted. But the answer lies not in seeking external validation, but in fostering a strong relationship with oneself. This is where the power of self-love comes into play. Self-love is the act of acknowledging your worth and treating yourself with kindness. It's about recognizing that you deserve respect and understanding, even when others fail to provide it. This can be particularly crucial in the aftermath of ghosting, a situation where you may be left questioning your value. So how do we cultivate self-love, particularly after such a trying experience? Firstly, engage in self-care activities. These are actions that rejuvenate and refuel you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Perhaps it's a relaxing bath, a long run, or losing yourself in a good book. Whatever it is, make it a regular part of your routine. Self-care is an act of self-love, a reminder that you are worthy of time and attention. Next, practice positive affirmations. Speak kindly to yourself. Remind yourself of your strengths and accomplishments. When you're feeling low, it can be easy to focus on the negatives, but by consciously shifting your thoughts to the positives, you're reinforcing your self-worth. Lastly, surround yourself with supportive people. While self-love originates from within, it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Spend time with those who uplift you, who remind you of your worth when you forget. Their support can be a great catalyst for your journey towards self-love. Remember, self-love isn't a destination, but a journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience and consistency. But the rewards are immense. It builds resilience, boosts self-esteem, and most importantly, it empowers you to navigate through life's ups and downs. Self-love isn't just about feeling good about yourself. It's about recognizing your worth, even when others fail to see it. How do we move forward without an apology, without closure? The answer lies in self-respect. Self-respect is the beacon that guides us out of the shadows of hurt and disappointment. It's our internal compass pointing us towards our worth, irrespective of how others treat us. It's the understanding that our value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see our worth. When we've been ghosted, it's easy to feel discarded, unimportant. But remember, their actions are about them, not us. They chose to leave without an explanation, and that speaks volumes about their character, not ours. We don't control how others behave, but we do control our reactions. Self-respect is about setting boundaries. It's about saying, "I deserve better than this," and meaning it. It's about not allowing anyone to make you question your worth. It's about knowing when to walk away, even when it hurts. It's about asserting ourselves, standing our ground when we're disrespected. It's about not letting anyone diminish our worth. It's about saying, "I am more than good enough," and believing it. Self-respect is about prioritizing our well-being. It's about knowing that it's okay to feel hurt, to grieve the loss of what could have been. But it's also about knowing when it's time to let go. It's about understanding that we deserve peace and happiness, and that sometimes moving on is the only way to find it. Moving on is not about forgetting or denying what happened. It's not about brushing off the pain or pretending it didn't hurt. It's about taking those feelings, acknowledging them, and then choosing to carry forward. It's about choosing to carry forward with the knowledge that we are strong, that we are worthy, and that we deserve respect. It's about choosing to carry forward with the understanding that our worth is not determined by how someone else treats us, but by how we treat ourselves. Moving on isn't about forgetting what happened. It's about carrying forward with the self-respect and love you deserve. So, what do we do when we're ghosted? We understand, we love, we respect. We've journeyed through the spectrum of emotions that ghosting can trigger, from the initial shock to the lingering confusion. It's crucial to acknowledge these feelings, to let them in without judgment. Only through understanding can we begin to heal. We've also delved into the importance of self-love. Remember, you are not defined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Cherish yourself, because you are deserving of love, especially your own. And finally, we've talked about self-respect. It's the compass that guides you through the fog of hurt and disappointment. Hold on to it, because it's your key to moving forward. In conclusion, when the ghost of an unexplained disappearance haunts you, arm yourself with understanding, self-love, and self-respect. Remember, no ghost has the power to define your worth. You are deserving of respect, love, and above all, kindness to yourself.